alleys lined with deciduous trees. But its residents knew its dark secret, the unspoken code of silence. No one spoke of the past, no one mentioned what happened to the family that disappeared 50 years earlier. Jacob, a young journalist from the town, decided to break this silence. He bought the abandoned house at the end of the street, the house around which the legend had swirled. Everyone warned him with expressive looks, but no words. The first night, Jacob heard tappings on the window. He thought they were tree branches, but at dawn, he found the ground bare. The next night, he heard whispers coming from the basement. "Get out! Get out before it's too late." Days later, Jacob discovered old journals hidden under the floorboards. They were the diaries of Elizabeth, the mother who had murdered her family on a rainy night half a century earlier and then disappeared. In the last entry, she wrote, "Silence feeds them, fear keeps them here." Jacob decided to confront the secret. He went down to the basement in the middle of the night, carrying a flashlight and a camera. The air was heavy, and the whispers turned into frantic screams. In the corner, he saw moving shadows taking on human forms, melting and forming black smoke. Suddenly, he heard a child crying behind him. When he turned around, he found himself surrounded by shadows moving in synchrony, whispering a single word, "The new you. You will be one of us." The next day, the townspeople found Jacob's house empty. His camera was on the table, its recordings showing grainy images and audio clips of whispering. Strangely, no one spoke of his disappearance. Life went on in Silent Wood, where everyone knows that some secrets are best kept hidden, and some houses prefer never to let their inhabitants leave. After Jacob's disappearance, more bizarre events began to occur in the house. On the first day, neighbors heard heavy footsteps moving upstairs throughout the night. A strong musty odor filled the entire street, then suddenly disappeared. On the third day, the Harrison family across the street saw a tall shadow standing behind the front window. Their little girl, Layla, began talking to an imaginary friend, called the Sad Lady. After the second week, the neighbors' surveillance cameras recorded clear whispers coming from Jacob's house. Writing appeared in fog on the windows of the house reading, "Don't leave us alone." The night of terror. In the middle of the night, the family across the street woke up to a terrifying wailing sound. When they looked out the window, they saw all the windows of the house were illuminated by a dim yellow light. Multiple shadows moving synchronously behind the windows. The front door repeatedly opened and closed by itself. The next morning, they found their back door open and on the porch floor, a message written in clay. "The new one is with us now. Who will come after him?" Even more frightening, the handwriting was identical to Jacob's in the magazines he had found. The terrifying development. The townspeople began to notice that Jacob's old archive photos seemed to be moving in slow motion. His shadow sometimes appeared in the corners of new photos taken of the house. His voice could be heard in random phone calls, whispering, "Get me out of here." Now, the house was no longer just a haunted place. It had become a living creature stalking anyone who approached it, feeding on the fear of the residents, and luring new victims into its interior, which would never let anyone who entered escape.